Hello, my name is Lewis Jackson and I solve the biggest problem in all of cryptocurrency, and that is exit strategy. In today's video, we're going to talk about the complexities of direction and aim and how a lack of a plan of action for taking profits in crypto is going to cost you thousands and thousands in this bull run. And so these videos, as you might know, they're just off the top of my head. I talk about this topic all day, every day with people in my program, the Blockflow program. And so I've had all the data from everyone. I know everyone's pain points. I know your pain points probably better than you know them. And so I'm just going to talk on this topic without editing, just from my mind. And so really the first thing we have to understand about the problem in crypto right now is, and this is any investment as well, is lack of decision. So if you look at decision gives you a direction. If I decide I'm going to become a drug addict, it gives me a direction. At least I know right now I need to go towards drugs, right? If I want to have a six pack, that's my decision. I'm going to have a six pack. My direction is now the exercise required to do a six pack. And so making that more relevant to crypto and investing in general is that no one has any direction. And no one has any direction because they haven't made a decision. And so when you don't make a decision, let's say you don't make a decision about making an exit strategy or making a plan of action, the lack of decision leaves you in a limbo where you're constantly in a situation where you're thinking about all the things that crypto could do for you, but not about making the crypto do the thing for you that you want it to do. It's the general public is very passive in this way. Kind of imagine that these things are just going to happen to you and you're just going to make loads of money. It's truly not the case. There is significantly more intention that you have to put behind it in order for that to actually work. So, for example, if I put some intention and decision and direction into this whole idea, I would sit down, I'd create an exit strategy, I'd make it as detailed as possible, and I will execute that plan as hands off as possible. So I won't be involved in it. We all know that emotions come into play a lot in these conversations. Certainly when money's involved, emotions play a massive role. So if I can set a plan in place to such detail to where my emotions don't even need to be involved, I've just actually done the thing that will get me to where I'm trying to go, rather than passively waiting for something to happen. Now, what typically happens with these passive people, which I'm saying is like most people, seriously, basically everyone I talk to on my interviews for the program, this is where you stand. Like, I'm passive about what I need to do right now, and instead, because I know I probably should be doing something, I look at the future. I look about how I could take loans from my crypto. I look about how I could become a bank. And these are all valid things to think about. They think about generational wealth and estate planning. These are all valid things to think about, but they come after action, not as a result of being passive. And so, like, no one's got the wrong idea about crypto. That's also something I've noticed. And the chances are you actually probably know enough right now to get you quite a long way. Certainly when you think about the future and the use case of cryptocurrencies in the future. But it's just not a good use of time. The time that you're spending thinking about the future and ignoring the present is the thing that's going to create the mistakes. Think about when the bull run comes. If you haven't thought about your present, meaning you haven't looked down at your own situation and thought, I need to make a plan, and actually made a plan, you don't do that, which means you look into the future, the prices go up in crypto, but because you haven't built the foundation, you don't action anything. Or you action at the complete wrong time because you've let emotions get to you. A plan removes all those emotions and allows you to execute properly. And so, I see this constantly with all the people that I'm talking to. There is no real specific strategy that is being applied. One of the other common things I hear all the time is, well, I'm probably going to sell some crypto about $5 for this specific cryptocurrency. And maybe I'll sell like 20% at $10, or like, and that to that person and likely to you is the plan. But with a plan, there is no plan or a plan. The thing that defines a plan, or I say the thing that defines a plan versus no plan, is that a plan is extremely detailed and black and white. Like that's the plan and we're executing that. No plan is obviously no plan, but also everything in between. I'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll sell a little bit here, maybe I'll sell a little bit here. And if this happens, then maybe I'll do that. That to me counts as no plan. That's not a plan. It can only be 1 or 0. You either have a plan or you don't. And so it's the lack of the specific plan that is the real stumbling block here. In addition, when you're making a plan, the whole point of a plan is to provide you with such detailed direction that you can't step off. Even when the market goes flying up and goes down and up and down and big news comes out, a plan allows you to stick to it. Like you don't waver from the plan. If you have anything less than a detailed plan, you will waver in some way. The price will go up to, let's say you hope the price goes up for any asset to $10, for example, and it goes up to 7. You will hold on until $10. You won't take profits. Even if you plan to take profits earlier on, you just won't, because what happens in the natural herd mentality is that people just don't take profits. They always think the price is going to continue going up. I've seen it countless times. I've seen it myself personally, seen it through 2 cycles now. And we're in the 2nd cycle. It continues to happen because it's human nature to be like that. And so you can decide, do I want to learn from human nature or not? And if you can read human nature, you can start to do things that are counter to human nature, which is the removal of emotion. So back to direction and the detail of direction. If I said I want to go to Pennsylvania, I could just type Pennsylvania in my map and it would take me to Pennsylvania. But what if I wanted to go to a specific house or a specific location? Well, you have to put the specific location into the map to get you somewhere specific. And so you really, the importance of having the detail in there not only provides you with insanely focused direction, but it also gives you the exact steps necessary to get to that location, right? So if I say I want to make more money than I have right now, okay, all we will get is just a bit more money than we have right now, because we'll only do what is necessary to get more money than we have right now. So with that principle, if you can just define where you want to go, and that allows you to set the system and the process to get there, why would you not be ultra specific? Like let's adapt few of these variations then. So for example, what if I said I want to make $12,546 a month from my crypto? You will now do the steps required to get you to that exact number. What if it's 20,000? What if it's 25,000? What if you end up calculating your entire desired lifestyle cost? Exactly how much it costs to hire a jet for once every quarter. Exactly how much it costs for that dream house that you've got in mind. Exactly how much the electricity costs for that house. The plumbing, the gardening, everything in your life. If you knew how much that costs, does that provide a more or less detailed view of your future? And because of that more detailed view of your future, it certainly provides you with easier steps to follow, more detailed steps to follow to get to that location. When I say creating a plan, that's what I mean about creating a plan. And of course, like this is not easy. It's not easy to create a plan of action because it goes against human nature to do so, right? Because you're just trying to follow your gut and see how it goes. And you want to get the most out of it because you're in pain right now because you don't have what you want. And you think crypto is your way out of that into what you want. But we're not acknowledging the fact that we actually have to take action to do these things. And extreme, detailed, and extreme effort to get to where you need to be. It doesn't just happen, right? So that's my big bone to pick with exit strategy. It's that no one's looking at their own feet right now and their own situation, the foundations they're standing on. They're thinking about the future, about what the future could be like, where you actually have so much more control than you think. You can make that happen, but it will not happen if you just imagine a future. You actually have to action some things. And because I get a lot of spiritual people in my program, and Christians, and actually really many different faiths. But certainly when I look at the Christian population as holding quite a large percentage, I see it a lot where people just kind of say, well, just let God do it. Like God will bring me whatever I deserve. Well, how do you deserve it? Do you just deserve it? Or does the action create the situation where you deserve it? Do you earn what you're going to get? And there's there's, 6 or 7 Bible quotes that say just that. Don't let it happen. Don't just let it happen passively. Take action. And it actually goes across lots of different faiths, that value system and that idea that you actually have to put effort in your own situation to improve yourself and become a better person so that the things you want are afforded to you. So the big tip, stop focusing on the future so much. Look at where you are right now, because it's everything you do right now with the action you take right now that will inform what happens in the future. And the more detailed of a view you can look at your current situation, the easier it is, the more optimal it is, the more efficient it is, the quicker it is to get to your destination, because of that detailed plan you can formulate with a detailed, accurate view of your current self. So thought that might help. If you're interested in the program in any way, where I'm building, basically allowing people to not only build a perfect exit strategy for them, completely personalized to them, but also change the way you think about this. Like it's a whole transcendence of self. Change yourself, implement things that will improve you to make you become the person who deserves the money, and then the plan put in place to get you to your destination. It's extremely powerful. So I'm interviewing people for that. You can click the link in the description here. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you in the next video.